Let's get to Newcastle's training ground, and Keith Downey is there. For sorry to make you wait there, Keith. There's just a lot going on right now, and you understand that more than most people, right? Things have moved on significantly with Sesko in the last 24 hours. Bring it up to speed.
Yeah, we told you on Saturday, Tom, that Newcastle had made that first formal bid for Benjamin Sesko. It essentially was the £70 million that Leipzig are looking for, but it was £65 million plus £5 million in add-ons. What Leipzig said was, look, it does essentially meet their valuation, but they'd like to renegotiate the structure and the payment terms over that deal. So as a result of that, Newcastle then went back in last night with another offer, so to speak, again £70 million, but up front plus some potential add-ons as well. So we're yet to hear back from RB Leipzig as to whether they will accept that offer, but it does meet their valuation in terms of the figure. And Newcastle have also had some encouragement over the last 24 hours that Sesko would be open to the move. We've known for a while that he's open to both Newcastle United and Manchester United. One source actually told us last week that he favoured a move to Manchester United. But as it stands, Newcastle's offer for Sesko is the only offer that is on the table. And I think as far as Newcastle are concerned, they can't wait around forever, because if Alexander Isak is to be allowed to go, they want to ensure that they have a replacement in first. So yeah, they've had that encouragement that Sesko would be keen on a move to Newcastle United, coupled with that new bid, as I say, £70 million plus some add-ons. It feels as though this transfer is beginning to move, and I think the next 24 to 48 hours could be telling.
Well, it is interesting because we have been expecting Manchester United to come in for him as well. But like you say, Newcastle's bid's the only one at the table right now. How worried are Newcastle that Manchester United will come in eventually?
Look, I think there's an internal worry, yes, because we keep getting told, the noises are that Manchester United are there, but they're not there in terms of a formal offer. It's only Newcastle who at this stage have made an offer for Benjamin Sesko and said, look, we want to sign you. I think there is an internal concern that perhaps the player does favour Manchester United, but of course those positive noises came out last night that he is open to a move to Newcastle United and that he is keen to discuss that and consider that. So it feels like we are getting to an end point. I think there's also just an internal concern as well that with him saying that he would be keen for a move to Newcastle United, is that just the smoke out interest from Manchester United, or is that real? And I think, taken on face value, I think Newcastle trust that it is real, and that is why they've gone in with that newly structured offer for him last night. As I say, the numbers add up to what RB Leipzig are looking for, and the decision, I would suggest, now rests with the player. But as it stands, as I've touched on there, Tom, he only has one club to choose from at the moment, because Manchester United are yet to formalise their own offer. Now, why is that? Is it because they're trying to get players out the door first? Are they trying to work themselves around PSR? Are they just playing the waiting game? It feels like there's a number of games being played here, but Newcastle clearly stating their intent with that new bid last night. And as I say, it feels like we're getting to the crunch point in this transfer.
Yeah, it does appear so. Remember, all of this is going on while the Alexander Isak situation is going on too. Where is he now, do you know, and when will he rejoin the first team?
He's in the building behind me, Tom, right now, recovering from that minor thigh injury that he reported just under 2 weeks ago when he failed to travel to Asia for Newcastle's pre-season tour, and instead went on a self-imposed training camp to Spain, to the Real Sociedad training camp, which of course, ground should I say, which of course was lying empty at the time. So he was back in yesterday on his own, receiving some treatment. He's back in again today. You would expect he's going to meet with manager Eddie Howe, because Eddie Howe came out, of course, when he was over in South Korea and said he learnt that Isak had travelled to Real Sociedad to recuperate and train. He found that out through the media. So the optics of the whole thing has not been good. It feels like talks definitely have to take place in the next couple of days, if not today, between Isak and his manager. Of course, remember, Newcastle only returned from South Korea just over 24 hours ago. So the players were given off yesterday, and today, as I understand it, it's just Isak who's going through his recovery, a little bit of individual training, probably some gym work himself as well. So he spent over a week over in Spain, flew back in on Saturday night and came back in here yesterday morning. So this is day 2 now of his return to Newcastle United. And as I say, talks will take place. Now, Isak, as we know, is keen on a move to Liverpool, and as we know, Liverpool are very keen on him. They had that bid last Friday, turned down by Newcastle, £110 million plus add-ons. But my understanding is that if Newcastle managed to sign Benjamin Sesko, and as we've been saying there, that move is advanced, then Isak will potentially be allowed to leave if Liverpool come up with an offer that Newcastle deemed to be fair. So they had the 110 plus add-ons turned down. My suggestion would be they're going to have to add on a little bit more to that to get a deal done. Isak is agitating to leave, as we know, but Newcastle will not let him leave until they've got what they believe a ready-made replacement in. Benjamin Sesko is that man, but as yet, they've yet to get that deal over the line.
Keith, thank you. Right, Mark, we've been doing the show since 2019. I can't remember 3 bits of breaking news in one advert breaking. I've never been good enough to deal with that. Right,
would be prepared to pay in regards to a transfer fee and, of course, that all-important structure as well. We do know that Newcastle United are in ongoing talks over the structure of a deal because they made their first move of the 2 clubs who are interested in Sesko by putting a formal bid on the table. It was worth in total around 80 million euros, 75 million euros initial payment, 5 million euros in performance-related add-ons, which in sterling is just shy of 70 million pounds. As far as Sesko is concerned,